Second inning action, Leuzinger on top of Lawndale 2-1. Victor Gonzalez on the mound for the Cardinals. Second pitch is up, called a strike, so it's 1-1 count. So we're on the seventh batter for Leuzinger, number 13. So pop up to the second baseman who's going to put that away. So one down here, top of the second. Leuzinger, the Olympians 2. They scored 2 runs in the first. Lawndale, thanks to a double by Martin Lemus, cut the lead in half. First pitch from Gonzalez is a strike to the 8th batter for Leuzinger. So Victor Gonzalez on the mound, Ricky Sandoval behind the plate. Next pitch from Gonzalez, swung on and fouled out. Some chalk is going to go out of play. Martin Lemus over at first. Gonzalez on the mound for the Cardinals. Next pitch from Gonzalez, fastball, swung on and miss. That'll put away number 13 for Leuzinger on the strikeout. So 2 down here at the top of the second. That'll bring up the number 9 batter for Leuzinger, number 7. So they're trying to work on a roster for Leuzinger. Victor Gonzalez on the year, he's 1-1 with a 3.4 ERA. First pitch to number 9 batter, swung on the comebacker to Gonzalez. He's going to field it, throw it over to the first baseman, retire. So that'll go put out 1-3. So 1-2-3 inning for Victor Gonzalez. A good way to go for the Lawndale Cardinals. They'll come up to bat, trailing 2-1. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Cable Community Channel 22. Second inning action at Lawndale High. Marco Romero, Stephen Clark, and Anthony Zepeda. Bottom of the second, Leuzinger leading Lawndale 2-1. Marcus Turner on the hill for the Olympians, a lefty. Next pitch to Romero in the dirt. Romero batting 143, only 6 games played this season. He scored a run in 6 at-bats. Second pitch, curveball up. Next pitch is taken for a called strike. Next pitch to Romero upstairs. He draws the walk, so Marco Romero gets on base for the Cardinals. Trying to even up the score here. They're down 2-1 here in the second inning. I'll bring up Stephen Clark, the left fielder for Lawndale. First at bat of the day for Clark. Clark wearing number 17. Pick off a tip over to first. Back in time is Marco Romero. Lefty pitcher Turner. First pitch to Clark is taken for a strike. Two-1 Leuzinger on top of Lawndale here at Lawndale High School. Marcus Turner on the hill, the lefty. Marco Romero at first. Pitch to Clark in the dirt. Blocked by the catcher, David. Leuzinger only played 2 games this season. They lost in their opening of the year against Lawndale. Next pitch inside. So Turner having trouble getting around the plate. Meanwhile, Lawndale 5-4 on the season. Pick off a tip over to first. Romero's back in time. Next pitch is taken for a called strike. Stephen Clark, the left fielder. 2-2 count to Stephen Clark. Nobody out. Marco Rivera over at first, reached on a walk. Marcus Turner on the hill for the Leuzinger Olympians. Next pitch, curveball upstairs, picked back to first. It's a wild throw by the catcher. It's going to get away, and Romero will advance to second on the error by the catcher. Romero was hung. The catcher thought he had him, but a bad throw. Romero advances to second base. Marked at an E2. The pitch was high, so Stephen Clark has a full count here and a runner in scoring position. 2-1 Leuzinger on top of Lawndale. Marcus Turner on the hill for the Olympians. Stephen Clark at bat. The 3-2 pitch swung on. It's going to hit to the right side. He's going to get through the outfield for a base hit for Clark as the runner Romero is held up, and Lawndale now has runners at the corners. Clark over at first, Romero over at third. That brings up Anthony Zepeda. The senior is going to go for the squeeze, and he fouls it back. As a squeeze play has been a favorite of Lawndale. They won over the weekend on a squeeze play. Zepeda handles the bat well. Senior second baseman. Line number 2. Marco Romero at third. Stephen Clark at first. Nobody out here, bottom of the second. Turner sets. Zepeda squares around, go for the squeeze again. This time he fouls it off. So twice they've gone for the squeeze, and Zepeda keeps fouling him off. He's up there battling. And your batter is exactly what you want to do. You want to somehow get the ball on the ground, protect your runner. So now Zepeda has 2 strikes on him. Probably be swinging away here. Turner sets. Picks over to first. Back in plenty of time, Stephen Clark. So 0-2 count to Zepeda. Outside ball. So Anthony Zepeda with a chance to tie up the game here. The 1-2 pitch is Zepeda, the curveball outside. So Zepeda up there working. It's now 2-2 the count. Draw it even, nobody out. Bottom of the second inning, Lawndale trailing Leuzinger 2-1 here on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable Channel 22. Bethel Duran here at Lawndale High School. Bottom of the second inning, Anthony Zepeda, the number 9 batter at the plate for Lawndale. Marco Romero over at third, Stephen Clark at first. Marcus Turner on the hill, he sets, he delivers. Swung on by Zepeda, is going to go to the right side, is going to hit the runner, Stephen Clark. So that will erase a run because they hit the runner, the runners are sent back. Marco Romero will have to go back to third base. Zepeda will reach base as Stephen Clark got tagged by the ball as he was trying to advance to second base. He is automatically out. So that negates the run that would have been an RBI for Anthony Zepeda. So we got 1 out here A break for Leuzinger. Zepeda reaches base. And that'll bring up Ricky Sandoval. Sandoval grounded out to third in the first inning. So one down here in the bottom of the second. Sandoval at the plate, Victor Gonzalez on deck. Turner sets, delivers in the dirt. It's a wild pitch. The runner is not coming, but Zepeda will advance to second. So now Lawndale with runners at second and third. As Zepeda takes the base on the wild pitch. Marco Romero held up at third. Next pitch is outside. Wind is blowing in here at Lawndale High School. Ricky Sandoval at the plate. There's a swing on it, fouled it out. Be 2 strikes now on Sandoval. Two-two count to Ricky Sandoval. Has a chance to either tie up the game or give Lawndale an advantage here. They're down 2-1 here in the bottom of the second. Next pitch from Turner. Fastball is popped up. Infield was in, so going back is the shortstop Johnny Tesoro. He's going to put it away for the second out of the inning. Johnny Terrero catches the second out of the inning as Sandoval fails to advance any runners. I'll bring up Victor Gonzalez, and we're number 14 for the Cardinals. Gonzalez with a couple Cardinals on the bases, 2 outs here. Lawndale trying to get something going here with Marco Romero at third and Anthony Zepeda at second. Gonzalez base hit in his first bat in the first inning. Next pitch from Turner, up high for a ball. On deck is Frankie Hutchinson. But right now, Victor Gonzalez with a chance to do some damage for Lawndale. Open stance, the next pitch from Turner. Fastball outside, 2-0 count now to Victor Gonzalez. Gonzalez hitting .414 on the season, coming into this game in 24 at-bats. 3 RBIs, looking to add a couple more to his stats. Next pitch is a base hit from Gonzalez. He's going to tie up the game. And coming around is Zepeda. He's held up as a strong throw by Roberto Hernandez. As Victor Gonzalez with the base hit ties up the score. We're now 2-2 at Lawndale High School. So the 4th RBI of the year for Victor Gonzalez, and that'll bring up the number 3 batter, Frankie Hutchinson, having a good season for Lawndale. I'll say batting .500 coming into this game. Correct that, .444. First pitch to Hutchinson is inside. Hutchinson walked in the first at-bat of the game. Hutchinson with 7 RBIs, 3 doubles, 1 triple. Good start for this junior. Next pitch to Hudson, called strike on the outside corner, 1-1 count now. Lawndale has scored 1. Marco Romero coming around to score on the base hit by Victor Gonzalez. Score is now tied at 2. Anthony Zepeda over at third. Next pitch, a curveball outside. Two-one count to Frankie Hutchinson, wearing number 5. Junior at the play for the Cardinals. Pick over a tempo to first. Back in plenty of time is Victor Gonzalez. Turner looking in for the call from his catcher, David Williams. He sets, delivers. It's popped up to the left fielder, who is Willie McGeary. He is there, and he will put it away for the third out. But Lawndale does score one. They tie up the score. It's 2-2. Lawndale and Leuzinger battling now. We go to the third inning. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Cable Community Channel 22. Go to the third inning of play. Leuzinger, Lawndale tied up at 2. Leuzinger wearing the blue, the road team today, will send David Williams, the catcher, to lead off the third inning. First pitch from Sandoval is a curveball. We'll actually check that. Victor Gonzalez, the curveball to the catcher Williams. Fastball called, strike. 1-1 count. On deck is Juan Carrillo for the Olympians. The 1-1 pitch, fastball, outside as Ricky Sandoval squeezes it. 2-1 count now to David Williams, the catcher for the Olympians. Gonzalez working quick, fastball again, outside. So 3-1 count now to David Williams. Third inning of play here at Lawndale High School. Next pitch at the letter, so it'll bring the count to a full count. So David Williams thought a little bit high, but umpire didn't. Right at the letters. 3-2 is the count now to David Williams. The full count. It's upstairs, so Williams was worked the walk. As a pitcher this season, Victor Gonzalez, 12 strikeouts, 3.4 ERA, and 14 innings of work coming into this ball game. He's 1-1 so far on the season. Juan Carrillo, the third baseman, steps in for the Olympians. On deck, the right fielder, Roberto Hernandez. Ground ball up the middle, knocked down by Zepeda, over to second for one. Throw down to first, not in time as it gets away for the first baseman, Martin Lemus, but Carrillo will reach on the fielder's choice. Retired at second is David Williams. One out. Roberto Hernandez, the right fielder for the Olympians, digs in. Carrillo over at first. First pitch is swung on, is popped up on the first base side. Going back is Lemus, and he will be unable to make the catch. It was a difficult play because Lemus was holding on the runner, had a drift back on the little blooper. Unable to get the play, and new life for Roberto Hernandez. Pitcher Marcus Turner on deck for the Olympians. One out. 2-2 ball game here in the third inning. Next pitch swung on, fouled off. 0-2 count now to Roberto Hernandez. Ricky Sandoval behind the plate for the Cardinals. Martin Levis over at first. Anthony Zepeda at second. Frank Hutchinson at short. Josue Loya at third. That's the infield. Stephen Clark, Mario Romero, and Bobby Mercado round out your outfield. Before that, there was a balk is called as Victor Gonzalez did not set. The umpire on the field called it before the play, as Carrillo will now advance to second on the balk by Victor Gonzalez. Essentially, Gonzalez did not stop. As a pitcher, you have to stop and set. It'll still be an 0-2 count to Roberto Hernandez. And a pitch is driven up the middle, coming around third. And the throw to home, Juan Carrillo gonna have a play at the plate, and he is out at the plate as Mario Romero with a strong throw. Juan Carrillo coming around third is thrown out at the plate for the second out of the inning. Roberto Hernandez, the base hit, thought he had an RBI. Mario Romero, the center fielder, said, "Nuh-uh. I'm going to come up with a strong throw, good one-hop throw to the catcher, Ricky Sandoval, who held on for the second out of the inning. Carrillo coming around third, running hard for the Olympians. Score is still tied at 2 now. Curveball to Marcus Turner is inside for a ball. Turner, the pitcher for the Olympians. Next pitch is inside. Marcus Turner, the left-handed batter. 2-0 count to Turner. Next pitch is popped up out of play. Hopefully it doesn't hit our production truck, and it doesn't. It's a 2-1 count now to Marcus Turner, the pitcher for the Olympians. Score still tied at 2 here in the top of the third inning. Mario Romero with the strong throw to nail Juan Carrillo at the plate. The difference here in this inning. 2 outs. Runner is going, and Turner fouls it back as Roberto Hernandez was breaking on the pitch. Victor Gonzalez on the hill for the Cardinals. That's a 2-2 count on Marcus Turner. Roberto Hernandez, the right fielder, over at first for the Olympians. A 2-2 pitch off speed, and Turner reaches out for it. Zepeda's there on one knee, and to flip it over to the shortstop Hutchison to retire Hernandez and end the inning. So one hit for Leuzinger, Roberto Hernandez, but the big play, the nice strong throw from Mario Romero to nail Juan Carrillo at the plate. The score is still tied at 2. You're watching Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable at Channel 22. Bottom of the third at Lawndale High School. Martin Lemus up to bat for the Cardinals. First pitch is off speed upstairs. Lemus doubled in the first inning, knocking in Victor Gonzalez for the first run of the game for the Cardinals, who scored 1 in the first, 1 in the second. Leuzinger scored 2 in the first. That's where we're at right now in the bottom of the third, tied up at 2. Lemus calls time. Marcus Turner on the hill for Leuzinger. David Williams behind the plate. Jason Lever at first. Tula Shinwari at second. Giovanni Torrero at short. Juan Carrillo at third for Leuzinger. The 1-0 pitch from Turner. Another off-speed pitch upstairs, 2-0. William McCary in left. William Figueroa in center, and Roberto Hernandez, the right fielder for the Olympians. We're 0-2 on the season. Lawndale 5-4. Turner looking in for a sign from his catcher Williams. In the windup, delivers. Fastball, foul back by Lemus. He had a good tack at that one. Good, strong, aggressive swing there with a 2-0 count. Lemus batting .429 coming into this ball game. The RBI in the first inning gave him 5 for the year. The next pitch is in the dirt. 3-1 count to Martin Lemus, first baseman for Lawndale. Lemus coming in the ball game batting .429. Had 4 RBIs, 1 in the first game, 5. He has 2 doubles and 1 home run. Lemus at the plate, digging in. 3-1 count. Marcus Turner, the lefty on the hill for the Leuzinger Olympians. Fastball driven to left field. It's going to be a base hit for Martin Lemus as that was just jumped off his bat. So Lemus is now 2 for 2 on the day. Base hit and a double for Martin Lemus. I'll bring up Bobby Mercado wearing number 18. Mercado, the right fielder for the Cardinals this afternoon. Looking down for a sign from his coach. Mercado walked in the first inning. Mercado squares around, shows bunt. Nothing doing. Pitches up high. Mercado in the season batting .136. Only 3 hits so far this season. Squares around, pitches upstairs. So 2-2 ball game. Coach is trying to play some little ball. Mercado looking around to sacrifice, but pitches have been high. Infielder Juan Carrillo in on the grass at third. Mercado squares around again. He pulls back, so 3-0 count now for Bobby Mercado. Lawndale trying to give up an out, and Marcus Turner wild has a 3-0 count now. So Mercado should be taken here with 3-0 count. And he is all the way. First pitch for a strike. Mercado looking down at his coach for another side. 3-1 count to Bobby Mercado. Martin Lemus over at first. Score tied up at 2 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Turner looking in for a sign from David Williams, his catcher. He steps off. As runner breaks, Mercado gets a bunt down, back to the pitcher. Does his job, but advances the runner, so Bobby Mercado will sacrifice Martin Lemus over to second. Even with the 3-1 count, Mercado gets the bunt down, go down 1-3, Lemus over a second. That'll bring up Josue Loya. Loya lined out to the shortstop in the first inning. Loya batting .208 on the season. First pitch is a strike. Loya has 1 RBI in the season, looking to double that amount. If he can knock in, Martin Lemus is over at second. Score tied up at 2, bottom of the 3rd inning at Lawndale High. Turner sets, checks his runner once, going to throw over to second, and it's a wild throw. Martin Lemus will advance to third easy, but the center fielder fell. Lemus is going to come around to score and break open the tie. It is now 3-2 Lawndale. The wild throw by Marcus Turner comes in for 2 bases. Martin Lemus comes all the way around from second to score. He had third easy, but the center fielder, William Figueroa, fell down. Lemus came around to score easily. It's now 3-2 Lawndale here. Turner obviously upset with himself, put a little extra on that one to no avail. It's a fastball outside, and the coach going to call timeout to calm down Marcus Turner. So Lawndale has scored in every inning. They scored in the first on a double by Martin Lemus. They scored in the second on a base hit by Stephen Clark, and this one an error by Marcus Turner, the pitcher. A 2-bag error allows Martin Lemus to score all the way from second on a bad pickoff attempt. It's now 3-2 Lawndale in the bottom of the 3rd. These two teams actually met once before in the season. Lawndale roughing up Leuzinger in their first game of the year 12-0. Leuzinger only played 2 games this season. They played Lawndale and Animo, both losses, while Lawndale beat Fireball over the weekend 5-2. They've beat Southeast to open up the season 3-2. They beat Bolsa Grande 8-1. Where they lost to Garfield, Mary Star, Arleta and Animo. They also have a victory against St. Monica, a 1-0 victory. So next pitch to Loya in the dirt. Good block there by David Williams. Williams looking over to the dugout for a sign. He flashes it down. Turner agrees. He's in the windup. He delivers. Swung on and fell back by Josue Loya. The wind starts to kick up here, blowing in. Turner steps off. Fastball swung on and missed. And that'll strike out Josue Loya. Goes down battling. Second out of the inning. I'll bring out Marco Romero wearing number 23. Romero walked in the second inning and came around to score on a base hit by Stephen Clark. Curveball in there for a strike to Marco Romero. So when Turner can get that curveball over, he's doing well for the Olympians. It's just finding his control. Next pitch, another curveball, and out on his front foot is Marco Romero, as now Marcus Turner has found his groove with that off-speed pitch. Mix that in with the good fastball that he does have, and Marcus Turner is a promising young lefty. 0-2 pitch in the dirt. Marco Romero still looking for his first hit of the season. Turner looking in for a sign. Digs in his glove, the 1-2 pitch, fastball. Ground to the right side of the second baseman. Shinwari, who knocks it down, throws it over to first Jason Lee, and that'll end the inning. But the error by Marcus Turner on the bad pickoff attempt gives up 2 bases to Martin Lemus, who comes around to score and break open the tie. It's now 3-2 Lawndale at the end of 3 innings. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, channel 22. Fourth inning getting underway. First pitch is grounded foul. Home plate umpire jumping out. Ball just foul by diving Josue Loya. Leuzinger scored 2 in the first inning, and they've been held scoreless after that by Victor Gonzalez. 3-2 Lawndale leading Leuzinger here in the top of the 4th. Gonzalez delivers. Grounded the second baseman Zepeda, who's there, knock it down. Floats one over to first, Martin Lemus, and that'll put away for the first out. Anthony Zepeda so solid there for the Cardinals at second base. That'll bring up number 10 for Leuzinger, Giovanni Torrero, the shortstop. Curveball is popped up. Could be trouble, but Zepeda is there to put away Giovanni Torrera. So 3 pitches this inning for Victor Gonzalez and 2 outs. You like to see that ratio. Grounder to Zepeda at second and a pop-up to Zepeda at second. That'll bring up the left fielder, Mike McCary. Zepeda, the second baseman, a senior for the Cardinals. With 2 outs here. Mike McCary, the left fielder, up. First pitch from Gonzalez, a good fastball called for a strike. McCary popped up to Zepeda in the second inning, his first at bat of the game. Next pitch, another fastball. This one's upstairs. On deck for Leuzinger, William Figueroa. Curveball goes behind the batter. That had something to do with the wind, as the wind is starting to pick up and blow inside, so off-speed pitchers can really dance around there. Top of the fourth inning, Lawndale leading Leuzinger 3-2. Victor Gonzalez on the hill for the Cardinals. Gave up 2 runs in the first, and after that he's held down Leuzinger. The 2-1 pitch. Fastball called at the knees for a strike. 2-2 count now to the left fielder, Mike McCary. Gonzalez really settling into his own here. He delivers a 2-2 pitch. It's on the outside. It's a called strike 3. Mike McCary doesn't agree, but it was on the outside corner. And 1-2-3 inning for Victor Gonzalez. A grounder to the second baseman, a pop-up to the second baseman, and then he strikes out Mike McCary looking. So no runs, no hits for Leuzinger. We go to the bottom of the fourth. 3-2 Lawndale on top of Leuzinger here on Hawthorne Cable Community Channel 22. Bottom of the fourth, Lawndale leading Leuzinger 3-2. Stephen Clark, Anthony Zepeda, and Ricky Sandoval up this inning for the Cardinals. First pitch from Marcus Turner, inside for a strike. Stephen Clark had a base hit in the first and picked up an RBI, knocking in Marco Romero for the second run of the game. Curveball, strike. So quickly Marcus Turner jumps in front of Clark, 0-2. Clark batting .273 coming into this ball game. It now has 2 RBIs on the season. The 0-2 pitch. Fastball swung on and missed by Stephen Clark. So Marcus Turner on 3 pitches sits down Stephen Clark. Second strikeout of the ball game for Marcus Turner, the lefty. Brings up Anthony Zepeda. Zepeda reached base in the second inning, but in a weird way, his ground ball actually hit Stephen Clark, who was trying to advance to second base. Zepeda coming into the ball game, batting .192. And of course, the third baseman Juan Carrillo in on the grass. Zepeda can handle that bat. He's going to drop a bunt down the first base side. It's going to go foul, as Jason Lee was there. Zepeda, a scrappy ball player for the Cardinals, a senior finally. Good solid defense over at second base, holding down the fort, wearing number 2. Handles the bat well in that number 9 spot, can squeeze in a couple runs, can get the bunt down, advance the runners, what you want from the number 9 batter. Next pitch, off speed, and he held up. Marcus Turner starting to gain more command of that off-speed pitch, starting to use it more effectively. Catcher David Williams looking to the dugout for the sign. It flashes it to Turner, who agrees, delivers another off-speed pitch. This one in there for a called strike 2. So 1-2 count now to Anthony Zepeda. Number 9 batter, Ricky Sandoval on deck for the Cardinals. Turner steps off. Fastball foul back by Zepeda. As he goes into the warehouse. Zepeda up there battling. Zepeda continues the battle, fouling back another one. Zepeda worked 5 walks this season. That's 5 hits, still looking for an RBI. Always on base, always scrappy, tough to get out. Next pitch from Turner. Curveball really high, so Zepeda continued to work the count. Now 2-2. Umpire gets a new fresh baseball as Zepeda fouled back a couple. Losing him here. 2-2 count. Marcus Turner takes a deep breath from the windup, delivers. Off-speed pitch is up high. So Anthony Zepeda has worked a full count. Turner digs into that glove. Zepeda up there digging in his own. The 3-2 pitch. Fastball. Zepeda taps it to the right side. There is Shinwari, who bobbles the ball. Zepeda running hard. He's going to get on as Tula Shinwari had the ball bounce around, and Anthony Zepeda continued to work. Reaches base on the air by the second baseman. It's a good at-bat there by Anthony Zepeda. Went for the bunt right away, couldn't get it down, was down 0-2, and he started fouling back a couple. Worked Marcus Turner for a full count. Tap one to the right side, and Shinwari unable to handle that weird bounce, and Zepeda is on. And Turner knows that Zepeda likes to run. He picks over to first right away. Ricky Sandoval up, 0 for 2 on the day. Sandoval, he grounded the third baseman. He popped up to short in the second. Sandoval drops a bunt down to the pitcher, but gets by Turner, who recovers and throws it wildly on the first base side. Zepeda over to the third. There's a play at second, and they're going to get Ricky Sandoval as a nice throw by Shinwari over to the shortstop, Giovanni Torrero, as Sandoval is retired at second base, but Zepeda reaches third. So Sandoval dropped the bunt down past the pitcher Turner, who slipped, got up and threw it wildly. That allowed Sandoval to get on base. Sandoval attempting to stretch it into second, was thrown out by a throw from Shinwari to Torrero. Anthony Zepeda over at third. That brings up Victor Gonzalez. First pitch is hit it to right field. There is Hernandez, the right fielder, to put it away, as no runs this inning for Lawndale. They strand Zepeda over at third. They had a good opportunity. Zepeda reached on the air, reached third on another air, but Victor Gonzalez lines out to the right fielder Roberto Hernandez to end the inning. So no runs, no hits for Lawndale. We'll go to the top of the fifth with Lawndale on top of Leuzinger 3-2. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, Channel 22. Go to the fifth inning, and William Figueroa, the center fielder, is up for Leuzinger. First pitch to him is low and away. Figueroa, wearing number 13, patrolling center field, struck out in his first at bat of the game in the second inning. We're in the fifth. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 3-2. Next pitch from Victor Gonzalez is in there for a strike, 1-1 count. But Gonzalez had a quick fourth inning, retired the side, 1-2-3. Next pitch, comebacker up the middle, and Gonzalez is there to snare it. He's going to run over to first, lob it to Martin Lemus, and Figueroa is out at first base. Nice play by Gonzalez to field his position very well as a hot shot back up the middle. Gonzalez there to knock it down. That'll bring up the number 9 batter, second baseman Tula Shinwari. Shinwari wearing number 7. His only at bat of the day was a comebacker to the pitcher Gonzalez. First pitch is Shinwari, a fastball inside, called for a strike. Ricky Sandoval catching for the Cardinals. Martin Lemus at second. Zepeda at second base. Lemus actually playing first. Frank Hutchinson at short. Josue Loya at third. Next pitch is at the letters for a called strike. So 0-2 is Tula Shinwari quickly, as Victor Gonzalez really settling down after giving up 2 runs in the first inning. The 0-2 pitch, another fastball. This one's fouled on the first base side. Sorry, Gonzalez gave up 2 runs in the first inning, really settled down after that. Only 1 hit allowed after the first inning. That was a base hit by Roberto Hernandez in the third. We're in the fifth. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 3-2. 0-2 pitch to Tula Shinwari. Off speed, and Shinwari battles and fouls that one off. Victor Gonzalez relying heavily on the fastball. Every now and then will use a nice changeup, and that's what Shinwari fouled off. On deck is the catcher, David Williams. The 0-2 pitch upstairs for a ball. Wind really kicking in there. You can see on the screen where Shinwari moves and the dirt kicks up. 1-2 count to Tula Shinwari, the second baseman. Gonzalez delivers. Off speed, outside, 2-2. So Tula Shinwari making Victor Gonzalez work there on the mound. Gonzalez looks in for a sign, agrees, delivers. Fastball on the right side. Martin Lima's there. He was going to take it himself, and Shinwari is retired for the second out of the inning. Bring up the catcher, David Williams, leadoff batter for the Olympians. He walked in the third. Stephen Clark in left field for the Cardinals, Mario Romero in center, and Bobby Mercado in right for Lawndale. First pitch to Williams, fastball at the letter, strike. So Victor Gonzalez really getting into a groove. He retired the side in order in the fourth, looking to do the same here in the fifth. 2 outs. The 0-1 pitch at the letters again, strike 2. So quickly David Williams falls behind 0-2. Juan Carrillo on deck for Leuzinger. David Williams at the plate, 0-2 count, leans back on their right leg. Next pitch in the dirt, he's gonna pop it up. Hutchinson, the shortstop, is around it and puts it away for the third out. So another 1-2-3 innings for Victor Gonzalez as David Williams flies out to the shortstop, Frankie Hutchinson. We'll go to the bottom of the fifth. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 3-2. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, channel 22. Bottom of the fifth inning, Frankie Hutchinson at the plate. Off-speed pitch, he lays off of that. Hutchinson walked in the first, flew out to left in the second. His third at-bat of the day, second official. A big swing from Hutchinson. Hutchinson, the leading hitter on the squad, coming into the game was batting .444. The 1-1 pitch upstairs. He lays off of that. It's 2-1. Coming into the game, Hutchinson had 3 doubles, 1 triple, only striking out 3 times. The 2-1 pitch in the dirt. He checks his swing, and he held up. It's now 3-1. Good hitters count here for a hot hitter, Frankie Hutchinson at the plate. Marcus Turner on the hill for Leuzinger. Looks in, delivers. Off-speed pitch, and Hutchinson works his second walk of the day. That's a good job by Marcus Turner. 3-1, you don't want to serve anything up. Hot hitter like Hutchinson, you just want to be as careful as you can. Hutchinson on base for the second time of the day. That'll bring on Martin Lemus. Lemus 2 for 2 in the ball game. A double in the first inning, knocked in a run, and a base hit in the third inning. He came around to score on the error by Marcus Turner, and that's the difference in the ball game. His run in the third inning. 3-2 Lawndale leading Leuzinger. Off-speed pitch to Martin Lemus, in there for a strike. Lemus over playing first base for the Cardinals. He's at wearing number 16. Coming in the ball game, batting .429, right behind Hutchinson. So a good 1-2 combo there for the Cardinals. Quick pickoff attempt is a wild throw from Turner. Hutchinson will go to second easily. Has another error by Marcus Turner on pickoff attempts. Turner stepped off quickly, thought he had Hutchinson. No avail, over the head of his first baseman Jason Lee. So Hutchinson over in scoring position at second base. Martin Lima's looking for another ribby on the ball game. Turner checking out Hutchinson at second. Give him a long stare. The pitch to Lima's in the dirt. Swung on and missed. And the wild pitch will allow Hutchinson to move over to third. Second wild pitch of the game for Marcus Turner. Now Martin Lima's in a hole here at 0-2. Puts the ball in play. Most likely will score Frankie Hutchinson from third. Lame is the number 4 batter for Lawndale. Turner digs in, delivers, off-speed pitch. It's a base hit, and Martin Lemus does a job. He knocks in Frankie Hutchinson. Lawndale leads Leuzinger 4-2. Second RBI of the ball game for Martin Lemus. His 6th RBI of the season. As the air and the wild pitch by Marcus Turner allows Hutchinson to walk in from third. So Lima's doing a good job getting the bat around the ball and knocking it into left field. The bottom of Mercado at the plate. Mercado walked in the first, sacrificed in the third. Now he's up here in the 5th with Martin Limas over at first. Next pitch is high. 2-0 count to Bobby Mercado wearing number 18, the right fielder for the Cardinals. Bottom of the 5th. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 4-2. Turner sets. Pitch from Turner is called strike at the knees. 2-1 count now to Bobby Mercado. Next pitch is upstairs. 3-1 now to Bobby Mercado as Marcus Turner having some trouble here with his control in the 5th inning. Nobody out. Martin Lima's over at first. Bobby Mercado at the plate. Frankie Hutchinson already came around to score to give him Lawndale a 4-2 lead. Hutchinson reached on a walk. Got the second on a wild pickoff by Turner. Got the third on a wild pitch and then scored on the base hit by Martin Limas. That's where we're at, 4-2 here in the 5th. 3-1 count to Bobby Mercado, the pitch. It's a called strike, really high, but it's a strike. It's now a full count on Bobby Mercado. Josue Loya on deck for the Cardinals. Interesting to see if Martin Limas is on the move over at first. 3-2 count. He's not. Pitch is upstairs. It's a walk for Bobby Mercado, his 2nd of the afternoon. Timeout is called by the Leuzinger coach. Go talk to his pitcher, Marcus Turner. Nobody out. We're gonna have a new pitcher. We're going to have some changes here in the 5th inning. Marcus Turner is done on the hill. Turner went 5 innings, or correct that, he went 4+ innings. Gave up 4 runs on 6 hits. Coming to pitch now is Roberto Hernandez, the right fielder. Pinch running at first base for Martin Lemus will be, correct that, for Bobby Mercado will be Kyle Calhoun, number 9. So Calhoun is pinch running here after Bobby Mercado worked the walk. Roberto Hernandez is now pitching for Leuzinger, number 42, as Marcus Turner will go to center. Sliding over to right field will be William Figueroa. Roberto Hernandez now to pitch for the Olympians. So with the changes, once again, Calhoun pinch running for Bobby Mercado at first. Roberto Hernandez now pitching for the Olympians. Marcus Turner, the pitcher, will go to the center field, and sliding over to right will be William Figueroa. Josue Loya at the plate. He turns around and sacrifices, gets one down the first base line. It's on the chalk as picked up by Jason Lee, and he tags out Loya as he was running by, but Loya does the job. He advances the runners. Lemus over to third, Calhoun to second, and Josue Loya with the nice sacrifice bunt does his job. So 1 out. Marco Romero at the plate for the Cardinals. Romero walked in the second, grounded out to second in the third, and here with a chance to knock in 2 runs here in the 5th inning. Marco Romero at the plate. Takes the first pitch. So runners at second and third. Marco Romero looking for his first hit of the season. And Romero gets his chopper down third baseman who knocks it down, and they get Romero over at first. Unable to advance is the runner Lemus because Romero hit the ball so hard that the runners had to get back to their base. It's a good job by Juan Carrillo knocking it down, but Romero smashed that ball a little bit too hard. Juan Carrillo threw him out at first. Big play by Juan Carrillo, the third baseman. Now bring up Stephen Clark. Clark with a base hit and RBI in the second, struck out in the fourth. 2 outs here, bottom of the 5th. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 4-2. First pitch to Clark is off speed. He swings and misses. Stephen Clark with 2 RBIs on the season, looking at a couple more. Roberto Hernandez on the mound. Next pitch is in the dirt. It gets away from the catcher, Williams. Lemus is coming in, and he will walk in for the 5th run of the ball game as Lawndale takes a 5-2 lead. The pass ball on the catcher, David Williams, he was unable to squeeze it. And advancing over to third is Kyle Calhoun. Stephen Clark now has a 1-1 count on him. So 5-2, Lawndale leading Leuzinger. They scored 2 runs here in the 5th inning on errors. Next pitch is inside for a ball. Stephen Clark at the plate for Lawndale. Roberto Hernandez on the mound for the Olympians. He delivers a 2-1 pitch, fastball, foul on the first base side. Stephen Clark just missed that pitch. (5-2), Lawndale leading Leuzinger here in the bottom of the 5th inning at Lawndale High School. Stephen Clark up to bat. Kyle Calhoun, the runner at third. 2 outs here. 2-2 count to Stephen Clark. Off-speed pitch is upstairs, so Clark works a full count with Anthony Zepeda on deck. Lawndale scored twice this inning. He scored once in the first, in the second, and in the third. 5-2 ball game. Hernandez delivers. Fastball. Little blooper to the second baseman. Shawari unable to hang on to it. As a base hit for Stephen Clark, that'll bring in Kyle Calhoun. It is now 6-2 Lawndale. Second hit of the ball game for Stephen Clark, his second RBI of the day. Stephen Clark now with 3 ribbies on the season. Good day when you're getting 2 hits and 2 RBIs as Zepeda drops a bunt right back to the pitcher. Hernandez going to throw over to first, get Jason Lee. Anthony Zepeda is retired, but not before Lawndale scores 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning to take a 5-2 lead. Frankie Hutchison, Martin Lemus, and Kyle Calhoun coming around to score for the Cardinals as Lawndale leads Leuzinger 6-2. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, Channel 22. Go to the 6th inning. Victor Gonzalez still on the mound for Lawndale, and he has some breathing room. His squad has given him a 6-2 lead. Juan Carrillo, Roberto Hernandez, and Marcus Turner up this inning for Leuzinger. Carrillo swings at the first pitch and misses. He reached in the 3rd inning on a fielder's choice and was thrown out at the plate by Mario Romero on a strong throw. A nice play at the plate. Romero hooking over Ricky Sandoval. Next pitch is a comebacker to the pitcher. Gonna run a little bit over to first. A little lob to Martin Lemus, and Juan Carrillo is retired for the first out in the inning. So Victor Gonzalez gave up 2 runs in the first inning. After that has held Leuzinger scoreless, and he's now retired 8 Olympians in a row. Roberto Hernandez, who's now on the mound for the Olympians at the plate. A base hit in the 3rd inning. First pitch to him is upstairs for a ball. As Hernandez is hitting the back, and that'll end the consecutive streak as Gonzalez had retired 8 in a row. Gonzalez really settled down, started the 2nd inning, retired the side in order. Also put him away 1, 2, 3 in the 4th and the 5th innings. Marcus Turner up now, the left-handed batter for the Olympians. Turner did well on the mound for Leuzinger, went 4+ innings, gave him 6 runs on 6 hits while striking out 2. The way things hold up, he looks to pick up the loss. Roberto Hernandez over at first, just got hit in the back. That's got to hurt on a nice windy day. First pitch to Turner, in there for a strike. Unable to hold on to Ricky Sandoval as Gonzalez had some movement on that pitch. Wind really starting to kick up here, blowing in as it usually does around this time of the afternoon at Lawndale High School. Hernandez is gone, and it's a foul ball as Turner tipped just enough of it. Hernandez had a good jump over at first base. Turner took a big hack, got a piece of the ball. Went off the leg of Ricky Sandoval. 0-2 count now to Marcus Turner. Victor Gonzalez on the hill. He's gone the entire way for Lawndale. He sets at the chest, delivers. Turner's going to foul that one out of play on the left-hand side. So Marcus Turner's still alive. Victor Gonzalez on the hill for Lawndale. Ricky Sandoval behind the plate. Martin Lemus over at first. Anthony Zepeda playing second. Frankie Hutchinson at short. Josue Loya at third. Stephen Clark in left. Mario Romero in center. And Bobby Mercado. Check this. Kyle Calhoun now in right field. As Hernandez breaks, swinging and a miss. And as Hernandez is thrown out at second. A double play of the Hardaway. Marcus Turner strikes out. Roberto Hernandez thrown out. As things are just going Lawndale's way. So Marcus Turner strikes out for the second out. Hernandez running is thrown out. A strong throw from Ricky Sandoval to Frankie Hutchinson. And Leuzinger is put away in the 6th inning. We go to the bottom of the 6th with Lawndale leading Leuzinger 6-2. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, Channel 22. Bottom of the 6th inning, Ricky Sandoval at the plate. As it always happens in baseball, when you make the big play, your name is called up right away. Sandoval hung on for the strikeout of Marcus Turner in the top of the 6th inning, and he threw down with great instinct to throw out Roberto Hernandez to end the inning. And now here he is leading it off here. He fouls off the second pitch he sees down the third base side. Ricky Sandoval 0 for 3 on the day. Grounded out to third. Popped up to the short. And he reached on an error in the 4th inning. But he did have that nice play. He's called a good ball game back there with Victor Gonzalez. Next pitch is a curveball inside for a strike. 1-2 count now with Ricky Sandoval. Sandoval handling the catching duties well for Lawndale. Fouls that one back, so he keeps on battling. Sandoval and Victor Gonzalez, who's on deck, the pitcher, have done a good job. They gave up 2 runs in the 1st inning. After that, they've settled down. Have held Leuzinger scoreless. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 6-2 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Ricky Sandoval leading off. 1-2 count of the catcher. Roberto Hernandez, the pitcher, deals. Fastball, and this time the umpire gets nabbed. As Ricky Sandoval is up there battling. Might look sunny, but with the wind kicking in, a little chilly here at Lawndale High, and a foul ball on the shoulder blade always hurts. As Sandoval hits that one far and foul. Out ahead of that pitch. Roberto Hernandez came in the 5th inning in place of Marcus Turner, who went 4+ innings. Hernandez has been playing right field, came in. Here in a battle with Ricky Sandoval. The 1-2 pitch. Fastball. Sandoval pops it up. Third baseman is there. Carrillo will call it and catch it for the first out of the inning. Ricky Sandoval now 0 for 4 in the ball game, but doing an excellent job behind the dish. And that'll bring up his battery mate, the pitcher, Victor Gonzalez. Gonzalez 2 for 3 in the ball game. Base hit in the 1st, base hit in the 2nd with an RBI, and then he lined out to the right fielder in the 4th. Gonzalez doing a good job on the hill. Here batting in the 2nd position. Open stance for number 14. First pitch he sees is low for a ball. Coming into the ball game, Gonzalez is batting .333. With 3 ribbies and a double. Next pitch is popped up on the right side. It's going to go out of play. And into the warehouse. That warehouse must have tons of baseball laying around on the roof, on the side. So 1-1 count to Victor Gonzalez. Off-speed pitch in there for a strike. Roberto Hernandez really working that off-speed pitch well. 1-2 pitch to Victor Gonzalez. Fastball grounded to the right side. Shinwari is there. He's going to knock it down, throw it over to the first baseman Lee for the second out of the ball game, and Victor Gonzalez is retired. Bring up Frank Hutchinson, the shortstop. Hutchinson has walked twice in the ball game and scored a run. Checking out Lawndale's schedule, they're 5-4 so far. Later on this week, they're going to take on Animo. Then they travel to Fireball next week. Then they open up league action with North. Then it's South, El Segundo, Torrance, and they wrap it up with Centennial. Off-speed pitch to Hutchinson in there for a strike. So Hutchinson is known as a good batter because he has not seen any fastballs this ball game. Olympia's doing their scouting report, knowing to keep the off-speed pitch in there. And if you do throw him a fastball, make sure it's low and away. That one right at the knees, nipped the strike zone. 1-1 count. Hutchinson drives that one into center field for a base hit. So Frank Hutchinson picks up his first hit of the ball game. Finally got a pitch he can drive, and he did exactly that. Shows why he's the hottest hitter for this Lawndale squad. Hutchinson now 1 for 2 in the ball game with 2 walks and a run scored. That'll bring up Martin Lemus with 2 outs. Hutchinson also doing a job for the Cardinals on the hill. He's thrown a no-hitter in the season with a 2.5 ERA. He's 2-2 so far for the Cardinals. Amos is 3 for 3 in the ball game. A big game from Martin. He checks his swing as the ball is in the dirt, getting away from the catcher. Hutchinson will advance to second on a wild pitch. Martin Lemus, how's this for a ball game? 3 for 3, 2 base hits, a double, 2 ribbies, and 2 runs scored. Yeah, I'll take that. As the Leuzinger coach comes out and says, you know, Martin Lemus, I heard the announcer talking. You're having a heck of a ball game. I'm just going to put you on. Intentional walk given to Martin Lemus, as he's been on base every single time this ball game. Bobby Mercado will re-enter as Kyle Calhoun, who pinch ran in the 5th inning and came around to score, and then played the field in the 6th. Well, Bobby Mercado re-enters. That's what you can do in high school. You can re-enter for your starters once. And Mercado will come up to bat again. Mercado walked in the 1st, sacrificed a runner over in the 3rd, and then he drew the walk in the 5th. So he's looking for his first hit of the ball game. 2 outs, runners at 1st and 2nd for Lawndale. Mercado takes a swing at an off-speed pitch, and to no avail, he misses that one. A good off-speed pitch by Roberto Hernandez. 2 outs. Bottom of the 6th. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 6-2.
Yes, it is.
Another off-speed pitch to Mercado in there for a strike. So quickly, Bobby Mercado, who just re-entered into the ballgame, finds himself down 0-2. Oh, 2 counted by Mercado. Roberto Hernandez on the hill, checks Hutchinson over second, delivers another off-speed pitch. This one's too far inside for a ball. So 3 straight curveballs to Bobby Mercado, getting a heavy dose of the off-speed pitch. Hutchinson at second, Martin Lemus over at 1st. Another off-speed pitch. This one grounded to the 3rd baseman, Juan Carrillo, who will step on the bag and put away Hutchinson. So we go to the 7th inning with Lawndale leading Leuzinger 6-2. Victor Gonzalez going for the complete game, and Lawndale looking for the sweep of the Olympians here. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, Channel 22. go to the 7th inning. Victor Gonzalez on the hill for Lawndale, looking for the complete game. Lawndale leading Leuzinger 6-2 here. First pitch, a grounder to the third baseman, Josue Loya fields it, throws it over to Lemus. Just like that, one pitch, one out, as Victor Gonzalez has retired 10 of the last 11 batters he has faced. The only flaw was a hit by pitch when he drilled Roberto Hernandez in the back in the 6th inning, but besides that, Victor Gonzalez has been solid for the Olympians. Since the 2nd inning, Gonzalez has given up just one hit. He's walked one and he's hit one while striking out 3. So Victor Gonzalez having a heck of an afternoon here for Leuzinger. 2-0 now to the pinch hitter for Leuzinger. As Leuzinger has a batter check in to hit, but they're trying to figure out why he did not report immediately when you're supposed to put in a pinch hitter. You want to report him right away. It's supposed to be Giovanni Torrero, but it's actually number 40 at bat. Well, regardless, number 40 will stay up there with a 2-0 count. Victor Gonzalez looking to improve as the Leuzinger JV team just walks right in front of me as I'm trying to watch this game. Next pitch, swung on and missed. Victor Gonzalez is 1-1 on the season. He's thrown one complete game. He's looking to improve to 2-1. The next pitch, a little dribbler down the third base line. Gonzalez is going to field it, throw it wildly, and reaching base will be number 40, whoever that was, as he checked in to pinch hit. Well, it worked. He reaches on a base hit. A little dribbler down the line. Gonzalez fielded it, threw it wildly, but unable to get the runner. As another pinch hitter for Leuzinger. Don't know who it is coming in. It's supposed to be Mike McCary, but he is being pinch hit for. An Olympian with just a Leuzinger baseball t-shirt will check into the ball game. But Victor Gonzalez, regardless, continued to throw well for Lawndale. The lead 6-2. So back-to-back pinch hitters here for Leuzinger. In the top of the 7th, when you're trailing 6-2, looks like you're going to fall to 0-3 in the season. You do what you can right now. Hunter over first, pitch is in the dirt. Nice save there by Ricky Sandoval. So Victor Gonzalez giving his Cardinal squad an excellent outing this afternoon. The pitch is checked and swung on. Foul back. 1-1 count. Gonzalez 1-1 on the season, mentioned before. He's thrown one complete game. This is actually his 4th start of the season. Gonzalez sets, delivers. A grounder to Zepeda over at second. He's going to flip to Hutchinson at short for the 1, and they're going to get the runner at first for the 4-6-3 double play, and that'll end the ball game. Lawndale, behind a complete game by Victor Gonzalez, takes care of Leuzinger 6-2. We'll be back with the finals here at Lawndale High School, where the Cardinals take care of the Olympians 6-2. You're watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable, channel 22. Second victory of the year for Victor Gonzalez. He's now 2-1, throws a complete game. Gonzalez really doing well for Lawndale as they take care of Leuzinger 6-2. The Cardinals sweeping the season series from the Olympians. First time they hooked up, it was 12-0 Lawndale. Second time, it was 6-2 Lawndale. They take the season series for the Olympians. And now Lawndale improves to 6-4. Leuzinger falls to 0-3. Marcus Turner takes the loss for the Olympians. He went 4+ innings, gave up 6 runs on 6 hits, did strike out 2. Doing the damage with the bat, Martin Lemus, 3 for 3, 2 runs scored, 2 ribbies. Frankie Hutchinson had a run scored with the base hit, and Bobby Mercado also scored a run. Marco Romero scored a run in the second, and Victor Gonzalez helping his own cause with the run in the first inning. So Leuzinger falls to Lawndale 6-2. You've been watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Community Cable Channel 22. I'm Bethel Duran, and for the great crew, Francisco Castillo directing, Elijah Galarza with the great graphics, Eric Chavez, Manny Barba, and Chuck Pittman with the great camera work, I want to say thank you for watching. Leuzinger falls to Lawndale 6-2. You've been watching high school baseball on Hawthorne Lawndale Cable Community Channel 22.